And I'm gonna ask, yeah, perfect. So now I'm gonna ask to Martin Catelier from CanScan to talk about artificial intelligence and workflow.
Sí. Muchas gracias, Julie.
You're welcome.
No sé
I
si
think
me
your presentation
escuchas.
will be in Spanish, no?
Yeah, it's in Spanish today.
Perfecto.
Bueno, gracias, Julie. Me da mucho gusto estar con ustedes hoy. Mi nombre es Martín Catelier. Soy director comercial en CanScan y me complace presentaros hoy nuestra empresa y la tecnología que hemos desarrollado. Si es que se preguntan, bueno, sí, soy canadiense, pero viví en España de pequeño, en Logroño en particular, por lo que eso explica el que les esté presentando hoy esto en castellano. Bueno, CanScan es una empresa de Montreal especializada en inteligencia artificial aplicada al sector del transporte marítimo y de la logística. Nuestro enfoque es la automatización de los procesos de inspección visual de contenedores. Lo que hacemos es aplicar algoritmos de visión numérica y de inteligencia artificial para replicar y fortalecer los procesos actuales de inspección, los cuales hoy en día siguen bastante manuales. El sistema permite analizar imágenes en cualquier lugar donde haya cámaras y donde se manipulan contenedores, en puertos y patios. Bueno, aquí les voy a presentar un poco lo que nos ha empujado a desarrollar este sistema, y nos hemos basado en comentarios, en retroalimentación del sector portuario y de la logística en Canadá a principios, ¿no? Para resumir, lo que busca el cliente son soluciones para mejorar, diría yo, como 4 cosas, ¿no? Mejorar los procesos de productividad, de calidad, de seguridad y de responsabilidad civil en este caso. Así que ven algunos ejemplos de los objetivos que se buscan, y nuestros clientes nos han pedido apoyarlos, por ejemplo, en poder detectar anomalías automáticamente, muchas veces para facilitar el flujo de vehículos transportando contenedores. Otros nos han pedido que eso de la visión numérica de la inteligencia artificial les permita mejorar los procesos o la calidad. Como por ejemplo nos pueden decir, bueno, ¿será que puedo mejorar la calidad de mis datos, los datos que ingreso a mi sistema? Y ahí esto justamente puede contribuir al proceso de digitalización de los datos que tengan que ver con contenedores, ¿no? Y bueno, finalmente muchos también nos dicen, bueno, yo tengo, siempre es la misma pregunta, si el contenedor está dañado, si hay una acción civil, quién tiene la responsabilidad. Pues pensamos tener una solución, un sistema que permita detectar un contenedor muy dañado antes de lo que se podía hacer en el pasado, ¿no? O sea, de forma automática y de una forma más rápida también. La próxima, por favor. Sí, estos son los componentes que nosotros estamos hoy en condiciones de poder detectar. Los 3 primeros componentes son alfanuméricos, o sea, detectamos todos los alfanuméricos que van en cada uno de los contenedores, pero también detectamos la presencia de carteles, la presencia o ausencia de los precintos y los daños. En cuanto a los daños, pues también cabe mencionar de que los daños los podemos clasificar, o sea, qué tipo de daño, en qué localización también del contenedor y podemos medir el tamaño del daño, lo cual es importante y eso lo voy a explicar un poquito, voy a dar un poquito más de detalles en un par de minutos. Pasamos al próximo, por favor. Bueno, resumiendo cómo funciona la tecnología, pues rápidamente captamos imágenes, videos, fotos de cualquier cámara, ¿no? Sea una cámara móvil o una cámara fija. Y a estas imágenes o videos podemos aplicar nuestros algoritmos que hemos desarrollado a medida y después devolver unos resultados, sea hemos detectado tal cosa, y luego pues integrar o pasar esa información a vuestros sistemas de información. Pasamos al próximo, por favor. Esto nada más para ilustrar que sí, que podemos trabajar con aparatos móviles y también con cámaras fijas. La idea siendo de facilitar todos estos procesos. En algunos casos donde no hay cámaras y hay que hacer una inspección bastante detenida de un contenedor, apoyamos a los inspectores nada más usando aparatos móviles. Pasamos al próximo, por favor. Y también integramos los resultados de nuestros análisis de visión numérica a través de una API que facilita mucho la integración con distintos sistemas de información. Pasamos al próximo, por favor. Bueno, un punto final que eso aplica y trabajamos con algunos depots. Lo que, aparte de poder detectar un daño, lo que buscamos hacer es comparar estos daños, o sea, la clasificación, el tamaño del daño, con los distintos criterios de las navieras.
Lo siento, Martín, tendremos
¿sí?
que pensar a concluir.
Sí, ya estoy concluyendo. Sí, ya estoy concluyendo. Esto lo estamos, y eso es lo que facilita todo el proceso administrativo de facturación con los clientes de los depots. Eso básicamente es lo que quería presentarles. Estamos trabajando con distintos puertos en Canadá, estamos trabajando con terminales en otras partes del mundo también, y si desean más información, pues estoy a disposición ante cualquier pregunta o cualquier duda. Les agradezco mucho su atención y bueno, pues te lo paso a ti, Julie.
Gracias, muchas gracias, Martín de Canscan. Our next solution is in the IoT technology. I will ask Jean-François Laplante from Dimanov to come in.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So welcome this morning and thank you for attending to this event. So Dimanov, really, we're an IoT company. We have different solutions for smart cities, smart lighting, parking management, environmental sensors, security for asset tracking, and we also do custom IoT product development. So if companies want to integrate different IoT solutions, we can help you with that. So please, you can change slide. Yeah, again. All right, thank you. Yeah, one more. So this is a picture that summarizes what we do at Dimanov. So basically, in a city or in a port or in different environments, we have a smart city management software. That's why it's called SCMS, where we can sense different. We can interface different sensors, for example, street lights, cameras, parking sensors, information screens, and different environmental sensors, all together on the same cloud-based platform. Next slide, please. For example, this is a success story. So in the city of Montreal, we have 132,000 nodes, all all hooked up to the SCMS platform. So this is a lighting platform where we can monitor all the street lights. We can also integrate different sensors like I mentioned before. Next slide, please. So today I want to focus on demand of security, which is an asset tracking technology. In this solution, we install gateways in different rooms or in different sections of a site, and we can track material, people, and assets. We can track their location, and we can also track their condition, for example, temperature and humidity. Next slide. Yeah, so this is an example of the different beacons or pendants that we have. So we can people can wear a personal pendant or personal cards. We also have bracelets, equipment beacons, and two different types of gateways. So a gateway for exterior and a gateway for interior applications. And we can combine all those different beacons and gateways in the same application. Next slide, please. So for example, in a port, we can determine in real time the position of different vehicles, the workforce. It could be containers as well, whether they're indoors or outdoors. So it avoids, costly delays. It can improve security, can prevent lost assets or even theft by geofencing a location, and save cost and simplify your logistics process. So I think that's about it for today's presentation. So thank you for attending. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them in a follow-up meeting.
Perfect. Thank you, Jean-François from Dimanoff. We will now talk about electrification of transport with Cédric Bédier from EFENCO.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the organization of this meeting. So I represent the EFENCO company, who is specialized in the EV duty commercial trucks activity. Next slide, please. So the company has been existing since 2006. We are 80 employees. The head office is in Montreal. For Europe, our office is in Paris. We have more than 400 units in operation, especially in Canada, United States, and in different countries in Europe. Of course, we have the certification for the European market. All our products are lab tested, and our technologies are patented. We are the specialist for the electrification of terminal tractors, and so I will give you more details in the next slide. So the objective is not to go too much into details, but just to give you some explanation about our system. Our system is a hybrid electric system. It is possible to install the system for new or existing trucks. It's an electric motor generator who restart the engine. And this electric motor generator charges the ultracapacitor. Ultracapacitor is a kind of big battery, but who allows millions of stop and start. And this is the particularity of our system. It is we don't need additional infrastructure because the system is charging when the engine is on. So it is also very easy to deploy the system, because there is no need of additional infrastructure. Next slide, please. So here, I present you the business case of Termon, Termon Port, because we are the company is present in a lot of ports in the North America, so in the Termon Port, but also Vancouver Port and New York Port, and we have now also deep discussions with port in Europe, like Le Havre or Marseille in France, but also with the company Contargo. We have some discussions in Germany. And also some ports in Italy. So here I present you the result of Termon Port. It is five terminal tractors in operation, and as you can see, we have very good results in terms of fuel reduction up to 30%, engine time reduction up to 54%, sorry. So, and of course, engine time reduction means also maintenance cost reduction, and also whole the NOx and PM reduction, which takes a big role today and in the future, as everybody knows. So I think this is the next slide. In the next slide, I would like to show you a short video. I don't know if it's possible to click.
I'm sorry, Cedric.
It's not possible.
Running out of time. It's not possible.
Okay, so it's a pity because the video is very good. So, but I will give you more details during the B2B meetings, and I will also send you in the chat my personal email address, because here it's a generic email address. So, and I will give you all the details about our hybrid electric system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cedric from Efenco. Now I would like to ask to Rafael Martin from Genetec to come and talk about security sector. I think it's going to be in Spanish, ¿no?
Ya, sí, voy a hacerlo en castellano. Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por asistir a esta conferencia, a esta charla. En primer lugar, quiero resaltar dos palabras del título de la presentación, que es operación e incidentes. Se ha mencionado durante las presentaciones que se han hecho hoy aspectos como smart, ¿no? Como el puerto inteligente. Bueno, pues nosotros lo que vemos en Genetec es que el puerto, al igual que las ciudades, además de inteligente, debe ser un área segura. Un área segura para las personas, un área segura para las mercancías, un área, en definitiva, segura para todas las actividades que se desarrollan ahí. ¿Puedes pasar, por favor? Entonces, bueno, se ha comentado también que alguna de las amenazas más comunes que vemos con los clientes en el entorno de los puertos, pues principalmente pues todo lo que afecta a robos de cargas, a lo que son estivas ilegales, inmigración, contrabando, accesos no autorizados, piratería, terrorismo. Estos son algunas de las amenazas más comunes que vemos con nuestros clientes y que vemos generalmente en puertos, ¿no? Next, siguiente. Uno de los, quizá de los retos que tiene en los puertos, que son áreas muy amplias, un espacio muy vasto, y donde hay que proteger distintas amenazas, y eso lo hace, por ese tamaño de esas áreas, lo hace cada vez más difícil, ¿no? Siguiente. Queremos hacer énfasis en, que también creo que se ha comentado antes, y Carles lo has comentado, es las áreas perimetrales y áreas críticas que tienen que monitorearse, que tienen que controlarse. Y hoy en día, digamos que una de las tendencias y una de las situaciones que se encuentran en muchos de los puertos es diversas tecnologías que se han ido incorporando poco a poco y que hacen muy difícil el manejo coordinado de estas tecnologías para tomar decisiones o para la operación, ¿no? Siguiente. ¿Cuáles son los retos a los que nos enfrentamos cuando nos acercamos a los puertos? Pues como comentaba, distintas tecnologías que han ido aplicándose en el tiempo y que bueno, no han nacido para convivir. Eso genera en lo que es el centro de control, en la operación, muchas veces pues falsas alarmas y molestas que hacen que los operadores pues no atiendan lo que tienen que atender. Generalmente esos sistemas son sistemas en silos, que como decía no han sido pensados y diseñados para convivir, por tanto es muy difícil de operarlos productivamente. Y aún más nos encontramos con distintas amenazas como son las ciberamenazas. Siguiente. ¿Qué es lo que siempre recomendamos a los clientes? Que busquen un sistema que pueda unificar bajo un mismo panel de visualización y de configuración todos los sensores que tengan, todas las tecnologías que tengan para poder operar eficazmente. Siguiente, por favor. Me voy a enfocar en digamos, tres preocupaciones principales. Comentaba, una es la detección perimetral, otra es la gestión de accesos y luego la operación para la toma de decisiones. Siguiente. ¿Qué es lo que el enfoque que nos gusta dar o la visión que tenemos diferente? Primero estamos hablando, y también se ha comentado durante las ponencias, de que cada vez vivimos más en un mundo de sensores. Entonces, la seguridad antes se veía como algo aislado, como una solución o como unos sistemas que hacían su trabajo en cuanto a protección, pero que poco tenían que ver con otro tipo de sensores. Bueno, pues eso ha cambiado. El esquema que aquí os muestro pues, es un poco la configuración de la plataforma de gestión y operación de Genetec, que lo que hace ni más ni menos es convertir, digamos, los sensores y convertir la información de los sensores en datos que se correlacionan para poder generar distintos procesos, distintos workflows y poder operar y tomar decisiones en base a esa información. Entonces, ya no hablamos solo de sensores a nivel seguridad como se les conoce antes, como pueden ser controles de acceso, cámaras, sistemas de incendio, intrusión, interfonía, etcétera. Pero también metemos sensores del tipo, como estaban hablando algunos de mis colegas, como por ejemplo sensorización de containers, información que tienes a través de una lectura de la matrícula o de las etiquetas de los containers, o sensorización de temperaturas, o flujo y direcciones de los camiones o de las personas. En fin, cualquier sensor que nosotros ya tengamos en el puerto, ese sensor va a ser...
Rafael,
sí.
Lo siento, tendremos que concluir.
Vale, pues entonces, si quieres, la siguiente slide. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que hace único una propuesta como lo que estoy comentando? Primero, que está diseñado desde el origen para unificar sistemas, es decir, todo lo que son sistemas se pueden correlacionar porque nace desde el origen. Se puede manejar distintos dispositivos y es una única interfaz para poder manejar todas las tareas de operación y configuración. En la siguiente slide, yo lo tenéis mi correo. Y en cualquier caso, ahí esta información va a ser compartida. Cualquier otra información, pues estoy a vuestra entera disposición. Gracias.
Gracias, muchas gracias, Rafael Martin from Genetec. And now I will ask Ivado Labs to come and talk about the AI sector.
Yes, hello, everyone.
Oh, there's a problem?
Yeah, we cannot hear Ellen anymore.
David, are you here?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
yeah, I'm
you
here.
can
you
make the
hear me?
presentation.
Yeah, so hello, everyone. A big thank you for today's organizations and to our audience for the invitation. It's a pleasure and an honor to present Eval Labs. I'm David Letterhandler, and I have Hélène Desmarais, the founder and executive chairman of Eval Labs. We're a world leader in artificial intelligence solutions for supply chain, transportation, and logistics. We serve clients globally and have among us some of the greatest academics in AI based in Montreal, Quebec. So we're a private AI value creation firm with roughly 100 practitioners, a strong business background.
Okay, I got it back. David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry about this. Hello, everyone. A big thank to you today, to the organization, the organizer, and to our audience for the invitation. It's a pleasure and an honor to present Ivado Lab. I'm Hélène Desmarais, founder and executive chairman of Ivado Lab, a world leader in artificial intelligence solutions for supply chain, transport, and logistics. We serve global clients and have among us some of the greatest academics in artificial intelligence based in Montreal, Quebec. We are a private AI value creation firm with 100 practitioners, a strong business backbone, cutting-edge research, and deep industry expertise with full transparency of engineering components. David, a letterer, Director of Product Management, will present the key points of our company, in addition to talking about use cases and projects that we have delivered with clients in the port and logistic fields. Thanks again to everyone. And David, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Hélène. So on page 2, what is Ivalo Labs? We are a group of applied practitioners who build bespoke AI solution and software, okay? So we use state-of-the-art approaches and operate at scale to solve complex supply chain challenges for transportation, ports, terminals, logistics. We use the latest approaches to build pragmatic AI solutions to create value to our clients via leading technology. And by pragmatic, what I mean is, for example, cutting in half idle time of your moving assets, increasing utilization of resources through scaling of efficiency, forecasting from a few hours to a few weeks ahead the predictability of your operation, optimizing the allocation of resources while reducing waste and energy consumption, and basically finding in data patterns that humans have not been able to see until now. So on page 3, a quick overview of who we are in 5 points. Over the past 3 years in operations, we've delivered successfully over 35 AI projects. So we've really truly developed a unique track record from AI strategy to go live in production of AI software. So our models today run over 1 million decisions per day and recommendations for our clients. We've built around Ivalo Labs a scientific advisory committee composed of world-class experts from Europe, US, Canada, MIT, Stanford, Polytechnique, HEC McGill, EPFL, focusing on developing applied solutions for the industry. We also bring a very diverse team of data scientists, engineers, and seasoned business professionals from the top firms on the market. So BCG, McKinsey, PwC, SAP, amongst others, to build the 3 core competencies required for developing an impactful AI, basically strong data science, software engineering, and business understanding capabilities to tailor the use case to your challenges. So in the past 3 years, we've also developed very strong partnership with key ports, transportation organization, and generated real tangible results, which I'll speak to in the following pages. And lastly, we do have the technical depth tailored to your needs, your data, your system, your processes. So 12 world-class distinguished machine learning and OR professors, they guide our clients through all our projects.
David, I'm sorry, you should conclude. I'm sorry.
Okay, very fast, a couple of existing clients. We're developing solutions for all supply chain needs, basically, and it's been core to all of the organizations that we've been working with. Maybe a last words on page 7. With the Port of Montreal, we developed a solution for fast-tracking critical goods, and it's been a very, very successful project developed in 12 weeks, and I'll be happy to talk about it in more details after this presentation.
Perfect. Thank you, David, from Ivalo Labs. And now I would ask to Ignacy from Resilio to talk about the risk management.
Thank you, Julie. I will make my pitch in Spanish, if you don't mind. Okay, so, bueno, soy Ignacy Fontanals, soy el director Europa de Resilio Technology, que es una empresa basada en Montreal. Next slide, please. Resilio somos una empresa que desarrollamos soluciones digitales para lo que llamamos la gestión dinámica e inteligente de los riesgos y de la resiliencia, de las crisis y de todo lo que tiene que ver con la seguridad. La empresa nació, es una empresa tecnológica, nació de una necesidad que detectó Resilio es una spin-off del grupo Prudent, que en su momento detectó una necesidad en todos los directores de seguridad y la gente responsable de una crisis, de una emergencia, respecto a la necesidad de crear herramientas que fueran dinámicas, que no fueran estáticas, que ayudaran, por ejemplo, a gestionar planes de emergencia, gestionar situaciones de emergencia, hacer simulaciones de qué podía pasar cuando había una disrupción en un territorio, en una organización. Next slide, please. La empresa trabaja en varios sectores, en los ámbitos de la continuidad de negocio, la gestión de crisis, como decía, las medidas de prevención y estos sectores, estos diferentes sectores, todos ellos tienen en común esta necesidad de digitalizar sus planes de emergencia y que se vuelvan dinámicos, porque hay muchas organizaciones con tecnología muy avanzada, pero sus planes de emergencia que gestionan la situación de emergencia siguen en formato papel y siguen digitalizados en a veces herramientas o soluciones que no están adaptadas y que no son especializadas. En nuestro caso trabajamos con Puerto de Quebec y con grandes organizaciones en Canadá y también en Francia. Siguiente, por favor. Entonces, en el sector portuario estamos trabajando de manera que antes se ha comentado, con una aproximación Open Innovation. Estamos lanzando un proyecto que se llama Port Resilience, Resilio Cascade, donde trabajamos con el puerto de Tarragona, el puerto de Sevilla y varios puertos que se están uniendo para crear una comunidad de resiliencia portuaria. De hecho, este proyecto nace de la necesidad de los directores de seguridad y de emergencias en un puerto, donde se dan cuenta que no conocen cuáles son las interdependencias que existen entre sus diferentes servicios o infraestructuras y cuáles son los efectos cascada, los efectos dominó que en un puerto se pueden dar cuando hay una explosión, cuando hay un huracán, cuando hay cualquier tipo de impacto. Además, estos puertos están al lado de ciudades, por tanto, es muy importante esta unión entre la comunidad portuaria y la comunidad de la ciudad, y la ciudad y el territorio ciudad. Cuando hay una situación de crisis, una situación de emergencia, muchas veces esta coordinación no está del todo construida. Pues bien, con Port Resilience lo que estamos buscando son puertos que se unan a esta comunidad y nos ayuden a co-construir una herramienta que tiene basada en inteligencia artificial, basada en simulación y basada en este estudio de cómo los diferentes servicios afectan los unos a los otros y cómo los efectos dominó pueden crear crisis mucho más importantes que los impactos iniciales. Bueno, y para concluir, pues muchas gracias y tenemos una oficina en Barcelona, estamos en Montreal y estaremos encantados si algún puerto quiere que le expliquemos más sobre esta iniciativa. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Ignacy from Resilio. And now I would like to ask, to ask Luc Giga from the company Prévu 3D to come talk about the virtual reality and digital twins.
Okay, buenos días, buenas tardes a todos. At Prévu 3D, change slide, please. What we do is that we take, change slide. Yeah. So we optimize, we're coming from the industrial world where we optimize floor plans and stream collaboration and minimize project cost and risk. But we did a project with the Port of Montreal where we adapted our technology for the Port of Montreal. So what we do is that we take the scan, and many of you already have scanned part of, or some of you, the entire port. And you have this huge data and huge that is very difficult to see in the viewers that are provided by the scanning providers, and or almost impossible to see in 3D design solution like AutoCAD or CATIA. So what we do at Preview is that we create a digital reality assets that you can use on any computer. Like, I'm a sales representative, my computer is not really good and it works on my computer. You don't need a supercomputer, you don't need an engineering computer to use the model. So next slide, please. So we don't, the animations are not working here, but what we do is that we process this information, we create, so you can visualize, visualize your data as a God view from above. You can also visualize as a first person, so you can go around and it's precise enough that you can read labels and things like that. You can also be a third person, so you can put a third person going around and you can see if a person will be able to go some places, and if equipment is well located in the factory. The other thing that you can do is that you can edit your new digital assets. So, for example, you can cut and paste equipment and put new equipment in. So for the port, for example, if you have your digital twin of your entire port, like the Port of Montreal, and you decide to have projects to move some equipment, move some facilities, move a crane, or move things around, you can do it in the digital world before trying it into the real world. The other thing that is really important is that it is so simple to use that all the non-technical people in your organization can use this and give their advice, document, comments. They don't need to be able to use a lot of software like AutoCAD or CATIA or to understand engineering and architectural plan. They can really go into there, and it's like a video game, and they can really play with the environment without damaging anything, because it's the virtual world. So you can create as many different future model that you want from the original model that is, of course, equal to reality. Next slide, please. So next slide, because the GIFs are not working. So what we did at this kind of Port of Montreal is that first the Port of Montreal wanted us to scan their scale model, because they have a scale model on which they present projects to various people, various stakeholders, clients, partners. They have this huge scale model, but what we told them is that why don't you scan the entire port? And they say the data will be too big to handle, and say not with our tool. So we have scanned the entire Port of Montreal. It's 26 kilometers long. And we have scanned everything: grain silos, gantry cranes. We really created a complete digital twin of the Port of Montreal. Next slide. So not only they can use it the traditional way for preview 3D, which is to move equipment around and to design new project to see if things will fit, if they insert a new gantry crane in some section. But they've designed this with us. They've designed because they have a innovation lab at École de Technologie Supérieure, which is the Polytechnic Institute in Montreal, the Technology Institute in Montreal. We've designed with them a application where they can simulate fire drills. So they can set fire to a container, they can set fire to a crane, they can set fire to a boat, and they can simulate what type, and we can input there the wind direction and things like that, so they can train if it's possible.
I'm sorry, Luc, really interesting, but you will have to conclude. I'm really sorry.
So I will be very pleased to repeat the same experience with the port of Barcelona and Valencia and Bilbao, and talk to you to how we can use our technology. So on my little bar, you have my name, phone numbers, and email, and I invite you to visit our website and to book a demo with me so we can talk more about our solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Luc Giga from Preview 3D. Today is the World Ocean Day, and I am pleased to introduce you to Canadian Pound, expert in water.
Thank you very much. My name is Mario Perez. I'm the CEO and founder of the company. So we can go to maybe just the very first slide. We are, as a Canadian company, have developed a product called bubble tubing. So yeah, that's perfect. We can stay there for now. Bubble tubing is a linear diffuser. It comes in different sizes. It can be secured at the bottom of the ocean or different infrastructure, and it's used for many applications, which I will present in the next minute. Next slide, please. So when we talk about an installation for a bubble curtain in a port, it's very simple. As you can see, there's a manifold on the right-hand side there that controls each individual lines. The bubble tubing is the diffusing tubing part in the ocean. And it's got feeder lines, compressors, basically the whole logistics around from compressor to diffuser lines is something that we specialize in. Next slide. So when we deal with bubble curtains, sometimes we talk about bubble tubing being like a Swiss knife of water management for a port authority. It can be used for an oil spill management, for example. It can be used for control of debris, floating debris, plastic. It can be used for sand attenuation also when there's work being done and can be damaging to the environment. And it can also be used in our case here in Canada, where we developed the technology for infrastructure protection from ice, which is not a problem you have in Spain, but I just wanted to mention because we have a very experienced team working on ice management, which is quite challenging and tells us that we can work in any condition. Next slide, please. So if we talk about oil spill management, for example, it might be a bit small, but the image there shows like a theoretical port that would have a bubble curtain installed at its mouth, at its entry. And in case there's an oil spill, the bubble curtain could be turned on, and it would be first line of defense to contain oil spill or hydrocarbon or chemical spills. It could be also that the oil spill is outside of the port and to prevent it from entering the port, especially when it comes to marinas, because ports is one thing, but also we deal with a lot of marinas that are using these things as a preventive measure. We were talking earlier about innovation environment. This is also something that could be quite useful and could probably fit into innovative projects. Next slide. Some of the things that we've been very successful at is collection of plastic. What you see, the upper right photo there is the bubble curtain in Amsterdam from the Great Bubble Barrier. They are basically a group that we work with. We supply them the technology, we supply them the engineering and the equipment. So what you're seeing there is the very first permanent bubble curtain that's collecting plastics that's actually flowing out of a river. In this case, could be a port that is basically going to the ocean. So as we know, plastics going to the ocean create pollution. Once it's in the ocean, nobody can actually collect them. Virtually, it's very difficult. And we have some clients like Lafarge Holcim and Cement Factory. We just launched a project in Agra in India for collecting plastics. There's the Great Bubble Barrier you can look up. There's a lot of references there. We have a project that's coming in Portugal, the Maelstrom 2020 project. It's basically, it will involve the Great Bubble Barrier, our partner, and a bubble barrier to catch and collect plastics leaving to the ocean in the Douro River. We also use it as bubble barriers for catching or deflecting aquatic weeds. But we also, when we do this, sometimes we are looking at jellyfish also for water intakes in a desalination plant or industrial nuclear site. We have many bubble curtains that are used for many applications. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but it's just to show the capacity and the breadth of that's there. Next slide, please.
Mario, you will have to conclude. Sorry, it's really interesting.
Final slide is basically sound attenuation. As you know, in the ports, you're doing a lot of work that can be creating damage to whales, for example. So it's tested, very efficient for sound attenuation. And final slide, I think it's we're done.
Perfect.
So you see a couple images of projects. We're based in Canada, but we have also a distributor reseller that works in Spain, and we have some projects in Spain and anywhere in Europe. In fact, contact us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mario. It was really interesting from Canadian Pound. I'm sorry, it's 4:30 here. We still have two wonderful companies to see, so I hope you can stay a little bit longer with us. I'm going to ask right away to Ricardo Badalone from C2RO to come and talk about artificial intelligence video analytics solution. Ricardo?
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. Okay, so I'm the CEO of C2RO. We're based in Montreal. We have a sales and sales engineering support presence in Spain, in Madrid, Spain. And we are a strategic partner with Telefonica Tech. And so if we were to work together with the port of Spain, we would you could procure our products and services directly through Telefonica in Spain, as well as get first level support from them. Next slide, please. Okay, so we are actually the leading video analytics company in Europe for privacy-aware marketing and safety application solutions, specifically for video analytics. As you know, there are many solutions out there for video analysis, but our solution is very focused on people, very focused on the analysis of their journey and their behavior. And the applications range from marketing applications all the way to safety and compliance. And in terms of relevance for the port applications, it would be the movement of people. It would be the presence of people in restricted areas, for example, and obviously gathering statistics around density and counting in specific areas that might be of interest. Our solutions are, next slide, please. Thank you. Our solutions are built for scale. And so we focus on commercial applications, such as large commercial real estate applications or transportation, metro substations, train stations, etc. And so this would be the first application for us that would be centered around a port. But if we look at it similar to an airport or a train station, there could be applications around the analysis of people. Most importantly, we also do a very detailed and precise analysis of the human to machine interaction. And so this behavioral analysis is typically related to predictive maintenance or failure prediction in repetitive usage systems. Next slide, please. We focus on operational efficiency around Industry 4.0. And so this centers around human interaction and human prediction with digital modeling systems, as well as quality of service and intelligent safety applications in transportation. And I will give you an example of that. Next slide, please. Oh, one more. I'm just sensitive to the time. Sorry, one more. Thank you. Oh, up one. Yeah, you had it. Okay, perfect. So this is a deployment that we've done with the Montreal Metro system, la Société de Transport de Montréal. Here, what we've done is we use the existing infrastructure, video surveillance infrastructure, to feed data into their modeling systems. And so under load, the system has huge congestion problems, which also have safety implications. And so too much density in certain corridors, too much density in close proximity to the trains at high periods of utilization, which you could see in the red at certain times. This is actually not only a quality of service issue, but also a danger because people are too close to the trains as they're coming. And so
Ricardo, you will have to conclude, sorry.
Yeah, so our systems can be used to understand the flow of people in your ports to a very high degree of accuracy and a very high volume of people and using your existing security systems, okay? So thank you very much for your time, and hopefully I can hear back from you soon.
Thank you, Ricardo from C2RO. For the last presentation, I will ask Jean-Philippe Gagnon from TELAPS to talk about imaging systems.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Jean-Philippe Gagnon. I'm a field application engineer at TELAPS. So Teleps is an established world leader in thermal infrared imaging solutions. So during this brief presentation, I want to illustrate how cutting-edge technologies such as hyperspectral imaging can be an efficient tool to identify and quantify greenhouse gas emissions and VOC emissions from a remote, safe location, and thus participate in the efforts to enforce and control air pollution and reduce emissions. Yeah, so quantification of emissions are important data helping organizations lower emissions and for ensuring compliance to environmental and safety rules. Traditional techniques to detect greenhouse gas emissions and volatile organic compounds lack the ability to identify the type of chemical and accurately quantify the emissions. The technology that Teleps uses overcomes these shortcomings. Our flagship product at Teleps is the HyperCam. As you can see it here, it can detect, identify, and quantify emissions all at once and has been proven through numerous field campaigns since 2006. Our camera system can measure those signatures passively and remotely. Passively, what I mean is that does not rely on an external illumination, such as lasers or sunlight, so it can work both day and night. And remotely, meaning it can work from just a few meters away in front of the cameras to many kilometers away. Next slide, please. So one of the main advantages of the HyperCam is its ability to identify unknown gaseous chemicals from a remote location. This is beautifully demonstrated here with the results obtained from an environmental monitoring campaign on unknown and unexpected VOC emissions emitted by industries in the port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So what you see here, two typical examples where the camera was able to image the gas emissions, identify the compounds, in this example it's MTBE, and determine the quantity of gas emitted as a function of time. All that from the roadside. So these cameras can be used for wide area site monitoring or sporadic uses, or even preventive maintenance tools. Next slide. And building on its expertise in passive remote hyperspectral imaging, Teleps now is proud to present its latest innovation, the new Omega system. So the Teleps Omega is a maritime pollution monitoring system capable of quantifying the sulfur content in ships' fuel oil based on the infrared radiation emitted from the combustion gases. Sorry, all of this from a remote standpoint, of course. Since it does not require direct sampling of the ship fuel or exhaust emissions, this system offers a distinct advantage over existing, more complex and time-consuming sulfur monitoring techniques. The Omega system is a plug-and-play, fully passive instrument that provides detailed emission reports for all measured vessels, as well as statistical tools for compliance and analytics across datasets. So at Teleps, we believe we have developed the tools to meet and exceed your gaseous monitoring needs. Our camera systems are intuitive, easy to use, and provide accurate and rapid results. Thank you very much for your attention and looking forward to future discussions.
Thank you very much, Frédéric from Teleps. I will ask maybe Mathilde to stop the recording. I would like to thank you all for your presentations, the ports,